Check, check, testing, levels 1, 2, 2, 2. Will it work? We will find out. God, I hope so. I really do. I'm working quite some time to try and get this going. I'm hoping it actually does what it's supposed to do. That will be absolutely wonderful. God. Streaming, man. Streaming is a absolute nightmare at times. It really is. Yes, I know it's stopped. It's just a little background while I get things set up in the background here. Loud and clear. Good, good. Glad to hear it. Excellent. So there are other fancy things I can do with this, but I'm not going to do that right now. Just putting up a link. Shoutcraft has moved. Click this link to tune in. Going on air right now. There we go. Just need to plump something in the Team Liquid thread as well. This is kind of a warm-up, folks, because I'm going to be doing some casting later on GLHF TV for the Steel Series EU versus US. That should be pretty fun by the sounds of it. I think Sock might be playing tonight. Might be Drubia versus Sock. We'll see. That will be kind of neat. I'm just making sure that everything gets all sorted out here. And then we'll be ready to go. Can't put myself in the air in Team Liquid at the moment. Because of various problems with the setup. You've got to get an admin to sort it out. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. As long as that's coming through loud and clear. It's good. Yes, we don't want that. Let's not have any of that. Okay. Right, I think we're pretty much good to go. As best as can be expected at any rate. Which is a good thing. A very good thing indeed. So we've got people tuning in. That's good as well. Yep. We like that. We like that a lot. Cool. Fantastic. Excellent. You know, we should really start the little thing again, shouldn't we? You know, what I need is a nice big loop for this. As you saw that little thing in the background, this is kind of neat. This is something I wasn't able to do before. And just have this looping in the background when I'm talking, so I can then switch from that to StarCraft. Now, there's supposed to be a hotkey for this. The problem is I don't know what the hotkey is, so I'm just going to have to be really, really quick switching over to my StarCraft 2. It's ghetto, ladies and gentlemen. 'Tis ghetto. Right. Do we have this closed? Yes. Do I need access to any of these? No. So this can go. And we're going to do a little bit of a switch over to my StarCraft 2 in just a moment. So I don't know how long I'll be doing this. I'm supposed to be broadcasting with GLHF TV and in about an hour, actually. So I'll do some replays. This is just for test purposes, to test that everything's working. These will also be frapsed, so they're going up on YouTube. So yeah, this is kind of unique. I don't think anyone else has done this before. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But the idea of this is to allow me to do a live cast and do full HD stuff on YouTube at the same time, which is why I needed this silly rig. Okay, switch over time. Go! Hey! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm hoping this works for everyone, by the way. I really, really do hope that this is working properly. If it doesn't, you'll have to send me messages in-game, because I am not going anywhere else. I'm just not going to touch anything. Oh, yeah, might want to turn Skype off. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Pro right here. Yeah, die. Right, I've got to be back on Skype in about 45 minutes. Otherwise, everything will go horribly wrong. Yes, there is supposed to be a thing for XSplit. There's nothing I can do about that. That's XSplit for you. It doesn't matter. It's a stream. Who cares? It's actually impossible at the moment to get rid of that because this program's currently in beta testing. If you just tuned in, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shoutcraft test stream. My name is Totalbiscuit. I'm going to be bringing you some replays from the SC2CL. That's the StarCraft 2 Clan League based in Germany. They are possibly the largest StarCraft 2 Clan League in the world. I have some replays from their finals. These, to my knowledge, have not been cast in English yet. These were sent over to me for casting purposes. So we're going to have a shot at that, and we're going to see what's going to be going on. Now, as regards to this particular league, they've got some great players in it, including, of course, Brat OK, as well as Goody. So we'll see what happens with that. And like I said, this is just a test. It's just to get back into the swing of things, make sure everything's working properly, and I'll be announcing details of my proper live shows coming back very, very soon indeed. They will be back before Christmas, folks. I can pretty much guarantee. Okay, so the clans that are involved in this particular Clan War final are the Online Kingdom and Isuba. We're going to be casting some replays from that. As far as I'm aware, everything's okay, so we might as well kick it off right here with Aru versus Lupata. Why is it downloading content? Oh, well, never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft. Oh, man, it has been a while. God, it has been a while, and I miss this. I really, really do. Aru in the pink trunks right over to the western-hand side of this, the Lost Temple, by the looks of it. Yes, I haven't forgotten what the maps are. That's a good start, I tend to find. The member of Isuba, Lupata, up in the north of the map. He's playing the orange Protoss right here. The most important thing that you must monitor, ladies and gentlemen, is the APM. You'll see Aru spams APM, whereas Lupata does not. What does that mean? Well, we just do not know. Like I say, these clan wars are, as far as I'm aware, between all diamonds, from, to the best of my knowledge at any rate. So we'll see how this turns out. With the pylon, and the pylon for Lupata. No attempts at proxying right here, not that you would really expect it. That's a little bit horrible and cheesy. I don't know, we've seen some fun, cheesy play in the past. And, oh, my replay bar isn't up, is it? Oh my god. Ah! You didn't see a thing. I'm hoping the resolution of the stream is so low that you couldn't read it anyway. What the hell? Go away! Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah, learning to use new programs is hilarious. Right. Gateway being set up, attempted to block that by Lupata, did not happen. He's been chased away with his tail between his legs. Rather upset, he'll have to report back to his master. You know, I just imagine somehow that he's some kind of evil genius, and please don't tell me I've just slowed my game down. Oh god, please. I think I have, haven't I? Because it's running a little slower than it should be. There we go, back to full speed. Fantastic. Oh, so ghetto, so very ghetto, rusty as hell, learning to use all these new apps. Anyway, Aru with your single assimilator and another pylon coming up there, and Lupata with the gateway, and that's a double gateway setup, and that's been scouted now by Aru. Double gateway for a push, no gas as of yet, looking for zealot pressure. Aru counters with a gateway of his own, cancelling out of the assimilator. Now, the question is, who is ahead? Well, we can find out if we have a look at production right here. You can see Lupata clearly ahead on that, looking for zealot pressure early on. First zealot coming out, second one will be following. There's the chrono boost. Aru's going to have to defend for a little while. The thing is, the run distance on this map is not huge, but I do have my doubts, I must say, as to whether or not he's going to be able to apply real pressure with the 2-gate so early on in the game. Because by the time he gets there, that's going to be out. He may be able to outnumber his opponent and hopefully get some micromanagement heavy attacks going on, but right now he's just pumped out the single, so it doesn't look like he's going to bother with it. He's seen his opponent scouted it, so he is thinking, no. He's going to see that coming a mile away. He's going to be prepared for it. No chance. So we're going for a Cybernex core and 2 assimilators as well. His opponent pretty much matching it. It's sad that the first match that I come back to has to be Protoss versus Protoss, isn't it? Oh, well. I have a love-hate relationship with Protoss versus Protoss. Every now and again, something really awesome happens, and then most of the time it just doesn't. So it ends up being the first 10 minutes of it are fairly predictable, and then onwards it just is kind of lousy. But hey, we'll see. Aru. Will he be able to get away from the Zealots? Answer is no. What's the damage done so far, ladies and gentlemen? How many units have been lost? One apiece. It's expensive. It's pricey. Aru at the top of the ramp. Staring down over the pristine scenery, perhaps. Zealots are known to appreciate this kind of thing, folks. They're actually kind of hippie. I don't know if you've ever realized it, but the Protoss, they're a little bit flower power. They would tell you themselves, but of course they have no mouths, so they can't speak. Here comes the attack. 2 Stalkers at the top. Advantage firmly in the hands of Aru there. Don't want to run past that. Lupata sees it and backs off as a direct result of that. Lupata going for robotics facility. His opponent, on the other hand, relying heavily on Stalkers thus far. Warp gate research almost complete for Lupata as well. Cybernetics will be interesting. It should do the job against the Stalkers, no doubt about that. The question is Aru going to transition into anything from here, or is he simply going to rely on that? We're not seeing... we might get a building right here. He's moving probe out. He's also going for robotics. I thought maybe he might go into the... whatever the hell they are. My god, I've forgotten the name of the buildings. It's been ages since I've done this. I assume it's Templar Archives. My god, I hope it's Templar Archives. And, yeah, I really don't need Twitter up as well. Oh, Christ. Die, Twitter. Die 1,000 deaths. There we go. I really don't care if the stream crashed your browser. It's not my fault, is it? Alright, Lupata with your robotics bay, you sneaky bastard. And Aru, in the meantime, just sorting out his robotics facility. Lupata with a good lead right now. At least in terms of technology. Aru scouting out for proxy pylons, finding none. A little bit of a standoff right here. Observers out for Lupata to be able to see what's going on with his opponent. He is aware of everything except for this, which he's going to find in the next 5 seconds or so. An observer of his own coming out. Aru still no counter, really, to those very unpleasant Colossi, one of which is already coming out. There we go. Again, Aru behind once again in terms of this. We're looking for this timing window where Lupata is able to push against something that his opponent doesn't have. So, for instance, if they're buying the same kind of thing and they're building the same kind of thing at the same kind of tech level, if Lupata can attack before the first Colossi comes out, that is going to have a very significant strategic advantage. Aru, on the other hand, might want to consider pumping out a few Immortals to counter that. It might do the job. Those things can chew through the shields of the Colossi. Big battle force moving out here. Let's have a look at force comparisons right now. Aru is behind in terms of Zealots, but way ahead in terms of Stalkers. Force has now been scouted. What is he going to reply with? Well, Aru's just going to sit there for the moment with more Stalkers on the edge, looking to fire over the cliff edge, which should do the job. However, the Colossi moving in right here, which could be extremely problematic for him. Now, Lupata. Does Lupata actually have vision right now? Yes, he does. He's going to need to move that in there if he wants to shoot up the cliff. Lupata actually backing off right now, deciding he doesn't want to bother with it, sorting out his Nexus as well. Ah, Protoss versus Protoss. It's so entertaining, is it not? Well, we could fight, but I just don't feel like it today. Aru, however, seems to have pumped up the number of Stalkers quite significantly, warped them in with a very significant little cache of cash that he had. Yes, cache of cash. You heard it here first. And he's going to push forward now with a significant battle force that is now outnumbering his opponent in terms of the number of Stalkers, but a little behind in terms of Colossi. Production-wise, Lupata's still pumping those one. He's got 2 now, and he's gone for 3. Second Colossi coming out. Here's the attack coming in. This could really go either way. The Colossi may determine it. Depends just how good Aru's Stalker micromanagement is. Again, Aru not bothering with it. Saying, no, I just don't feel like it today. Can we fight some other time? That would be grand, thank you. Yeah, I can fit you in maybe sometime next Thursday. Once again pushing forward. Will he actually go near his opponent's base? It is a possibility. Just eyeing each other from the other sides of the map. It's like, well, you know what? I don't think that colour really suits that Colossi. What? Splitting off. You could just hop up there and do a little bit of damage. Here's the engagement. Finally! There we go. Colossi on the top of that, and those Zealots are getting torn apart. Massive damage done to them. Lupata warping in some additional forces right here. The Colossi taking their toll. Aru pushed all the way back. He wants to try and chase the Colossi, but the Stalkers aren't going to do too much damage to the shield of the Colossi. Big, heavy defenses on that, but he wants to keep pushing in. Zealots pretty much annihilated on both sides, looking for the advantage of having that third Colossi. One goes down, though. Oh, dear. That didn't go well for Lupata at all. Good micromanagement there by Aru. Aru pushes forward, once again forcing his second Colossi back. That Colossi still up for Aru. A lot of damage inflicted there. Aru did a good job. If we have a look at the units lost, Aru is still a little bit behind. It was a good repulse nonetheless. Now Aru going for Immortals, which would be sensible considering Laparta's forces now consisting of primarily Colossi and, of course, those Stalkers as well. A couple of Zealots coming in. The Immortals will make the difference. Laparta not responding to that at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, it looks like Laparta is really concentrating on his macro right here and getting his economy up, and it is rolling pretty solid. He now has the capability to produce 4, indeed. He's got 4 assimilators. A lot of gas coming in. Income way ahead of Aru's. Colossi coming in on either side. Admittedly, if he wants to try and outdo him on that, he's going to need a second robotics facility. Upgrade right here to the extended thermal lance. Again, something else that might tip the balance, which is what they're really looking for here. Both very evenly matched. Aru's also now got his expansion running. So the economies are now equal once again. These guys doing a fantastic job of keeping up with each other. Unit count-wise, if we have a look at it, Aru is sitting on 5 Zealots. He's got an Immortal out, and he has a Colossi plus 7 Stalkers. The thing is, he's up against 4 Colossi. Now, I don't think 1 Immortal is going to make too much of a difference against that. Laparta is 75 seconds ahead on his extended thermal lance. Again, Laparta needs to take advantage of that timing window. He's got to go in there and do big damage while his opponent doesn't have that extra range. Because then he's going to be able to inflict damage before his opponent gets in range and hopefully gain the upper hand, which is what he's looking for right here. Looking for a second robotics facility. Also, double forge coming up for Laparta. Looking for the upgrades. In the meantime, however, look at this. Warp Prism is on its way for Aru. Looking for a drop. Aru has a look around, sees what he can see with the observers. Is he going to spot anything? He spots the fact that that main base is extremely vulnerable and has no real defenses. All of Laparta's army chilling out right here at the expansion. The question is, what is he going to pop into that Warp Prism? More to the point, what can't he pop into that Warp Prism? He's got 4 Zealots in there, looking for some harassment on the mineral line, I would think. Like a fairly sensible possibility. More Colossi coming out for both. Upgrades on the way for Laparta as well. Again, looking to get that upper hand. But once again, the timing window has now elapsed. There's no point anymore. By the time he gets over there, then that range is absolutely equal. So it's not too great. Laparta's had a couple of opportunities this game to actually get in there and stick the boot in with an advantage, and it hasn't happened yet. He is the drop, Zealot drop, from the rear, by the looks of it. Has he got anything ready on the deployment? Does he have the income for it? He doesn't have an awful lot of money for deployment right now. Aru being a little bit cautious. Now, here we go. Now, how much damage is he going to be able to do to that mineral line, which is what I assume he's going for? Absolutely, without question. Laparta's still hanging around right there, building up his forces. Here's the drop from Aru. Right in the middle there, some big damage, and instantly Laparta actually does a great job of responding to that, but Aru picks it up very rapidly, moving to the rear right now. Warp Prism shields are down, that's not too good at all. Laparta tries to warp in some Stalkers to intercept, but that Warp Prism is long gone. Look at this. 7 Colossi out for Laparta, 3 for his opponent. Now he's confident. Do you blame him? Certainly not. His opponent is sitting on a large number of Stalkers, but I'm not convinced they're going to do the job. As you can see, torn apart that initial vanguard right there. Aru being pushed back. Are we going to send the Colossi all the way up over the cliff? It's a good question, because look what's waiting for him right there. Does he have visibility? He does not. Once again, drop in the rear. Good damage then. Very good. Good harassment on the mineral line. Laparta falling behind ever so slightly, not by much, but now Laparta with the defense. Little cannon up there, that's not going to do too much anymore. Reasonable damage, though. It was a sneaky attack. Held out, and more importantly, it's forced Laparta to back off. Now, Laparta really had the advantage there in terms of units. He had a massive number of Colossi. He could have scythed through that force of Stalkers right there, but he just didn't get the opportunity. Aru continuing to harass him, just going to try and keep him on his toes. But Laparta pushing forward, once again, with an exceptional force. 9 Colossi, 11 Stalkers right there. Little scout from Aru, he sees up the side of the cliff. Laparta can't get anywhere near with his observer, bear that in mind. That's going to give him a little bit of warning, and of course if any observer comes up there, that scout observer is going to catch it. That's going to be taken out very quickly by the Stalkers. Proxy Pylon coming out for Laparta, looking for some more gateway ground units. In the meantime, Laparta setting up another expansion down to the east. It's a waiting game, ladies and gentlemen, right here. A standoff between these two forces as they're both pretty well matched. I'm surprised Aru hasn't built more Immortals, honestly. It might have benefited him quite significantly. He's only bothered with the single one. Looking to outnumber him in terms of Stalkers. Should do the job, and look at the amount of firepower. Here it comes! It's just a pretty light show, let's be honest, that's all it actually is. Devastation on both sides, by the looks of it. The question is, who's going to win it? 1 Colossi down, 2 Colossi down, 3 on Laparta's side. It's good micromanagement. The Stalkers are forcing them away, and another one's going to melt right here. Laparta backing him up with more Stalkers warping in, but all of those Stalkers on Aru's side have been annihilated. It's mutually assured destruction right here. Laparta comes in with the flanking. Good game. There you go. And Laparta takes it. Fantastic. It was just going to come down to that one decisive engagement, wasn't it? Let's be entirely honest here. That's what it was all about, and eventually it did end up happening. And the first game goes to Laparta. If you just tuned in, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to Shoutcraft. At the moment, I'm just doing some test streaming with a few replays from the SC2 Clan League. On to the second game right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it! Aru versus Laparta. If you want to know more about the SC2 Clan League, just Google SC2CL. Very easy to find. Yes, indeed. Aru versus Laparta right here on the Steppes of War. Fairly close, fairly dangerous map. Looking for some earlier game aggression this time. Will we get it? Well, it is PvP, so it seems unlikely. Maybe that 2-gateway Zealot push might happen this time. You never know. Just notice how much APM Aru's actually doing right there. Laparta seems to be a very laid-back player. More into the macro, not really into what a lot of the pro players like to do. Looking for a proxy pylon with Aru right here. The question is, will he get it? No scouting as of yet. Thing is, when Laparta gets over there, he's going to see that the pylon isn't there, so he's going to scout for it. So it's a pretty risky venture. What's he going to do with it? Well, Proxy Pylon, usually, either he's just going to leave it there, or he's going straight for Gateway in base. That's a brutal approach, no doubt about that. Moving in, having a look around, seeing what he can see, which is no Pylon, no Gateway. Gateway to respond to it right there. The question is, how far is he ahead? About 25 seconds. Double Gateway Proxy right here for Aru in Laparta's base. More to the point, what's he going to be able to do to counteract that? Is Laparta going to try a proxy of his own? Simply going for defenses by the looks of it. Laparta scouts. Trying to do as much damage as humanly possible, or indeed protosibly. But that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. Laparta, I'm afraid your probe just doesn't have the firepower. Forge Gateway approach coming up for Laparta, looking to defend with photon cannons. Aru now finally has the resources he needs to push out that first Zealot. Chrono boosting right here. The response is on its way. The Zealot will be out first. There's no doubt about that right now. Forge still on its way. It's got a good 15 seconds left before he can build anything out of that. Chrono boosting Zealot. Who's ahead, though? Aru with the first one on its way, looking for big damage. Is he going to get it on the mineral line, though? Looking for it. Photon cannon coming up in the middle. Laparta tries to minimize the amount of damage, and there's the surround. Not quite enough, though. Looking once again to push him away. Wants to try and minimize the amount of damage Aru can do. Second one on its way. This is the problem, though. That photon cannon's going to be up pretty fast. Forge coming up for Aru now as well. Zealots heading in on that pylon. Laparta in a bit of a bad way right now. He's going to have to dump down an awful lot more than a single cannon. Does it have the range? Yes, it does. It's a good placement. It's a nice tight base. You see how he's arranged this right here. Now building his pylon right there. That is a very tight enclosure. Aru needs to go in there. He needs to take that pylon out. And he can do it. He just needs to push. Let's take it out very, very rapidly. Okay, one pylon down. It's not going to disable too much, though. He needs to take down this one as well. You see, he's got a good psi web. This is extremely tight base. Very well organized. Aru looking for a photon cannon here as well. Oh my god, this is interesting. This is a little bit more exciting than the last one, let me put it that way. Forcing him once again. If we have a look at unit counts right here. Aru way ahead, but those photon cannons are making a big difference. Looking to try and harass as much as possible, but the photon cannons are going up all over the place, covering the base. So Aru's not really in any situation to do too much damage right now. Losing a Zealot, losing a second Zealot. Look at the placement right there. Okay, now Aru's got his own cannon firing on it. Oh, wow. It is mutually assured destruction. Unfortunately, Laporta has the advantage there. Aru's Zealots took so much damage. Single pylon might go down right here. Laporta looking for the harassment. Chrono boosting out yet another Zealot. 3 Zealots on the field for him. Aru trying to push him back with that Zealot. It's not going to happen, though. Another cannon up right there. Laporta limiting. Oh, dear. If that one goes up and that one stays up, then that's it. Aru's proxy base is gone. And he's going to have to go back to something a little bit more traditional. No gas for either side. What's the income like? 11 and 11 on both sides. Aru being pushed back again. And there we go. Nice grab there by Laporta. Now, that's going to limit the expansion capabilities right there. He's going to have to back off. He knows it. He's going to have to abandon this pursuit. He can't stay there with another photon cannon up there. However, he has sunk a huge amount of resources. Indeed, both have. I mean, look at the amount of photon cannons up right there. But that's going to be a lot of damage. Now, if we have a look at spent right now, look at the spending. Laporta spent slightly more. Less on his army. But the problem is, Aru's just lost 1, 2... and then a pylon plus a forge. That's pricey. There's no doubt about that. You see the resources going on there. So Aru's going to have to fall back to his base and try and rebuild his economy very fast before his opponent is able to counter-attack. His opponent doesn't really have the forces to do it right now, but he's going to be pretty happy about how he's dealt with that proxy base. There we go. The final vestiges of Aru's gambit annihilated and wiped off the face of the planet, and a counterattack by Laporta might be on the way. However, he doesn't have the numbers for that right now. It's 5 on 5. He needs overwhelming force, and he's not going to get it. We have a look at unit count right here. See, it's equal. Income is about equal. Obviously, the amount of income lost is difficult to call, honestly, because what he forced Laporta to do was build 4, indeed 5, was it 5? No, it was 4 photon cannons. It's pricey stuff, folks. Let's be honest here. You know, photon cannon, if you're going to build one of those, you're looking at 150 or so minerals each. You threw away 750 minerals on photon cannons that, in reality, aren't going to benefit him all that much. He's also got a nice tight base out of it, though, so it is well defended. Part of falling back right here, doesn't really want to bother with it. Don't really blame him, honestly. Aru crosses over, wants to have another look at what the partner has planned. Again, not a huge amount. It's gateway units mostly at the moment. 2 gateway for Aru. Now starting to build up his gas economy, which is running pretty well. Nice little wall of zealots right there saying you shall not pass. Now Aru's at least aware of what his opponent has. Cybernetic's core is up for both. Warpgate not being researched right now. Doesn't have the gas for it. His opponent, on the other hand, is well ahead in terms of that. He's 80 seconds, 85 now ahead on Warpgate tech. This could be critical, honestly. Rolling in a large number of stalkers against his opponent is going to cause his opponent a large number of problems, as you might imagine. Perhaps relative to the number of stalkers going in. Aru sorting out his own stalkers. Robotics facility coming up for both. Almost. There we go. Aru with a robotics facility. Another gateway. Looking for 3 gateway, possibly into Robo, then into the Colossus build. Laporta deciding, well, you know what, let's build another photon cannon. That sounds like a good idea. Let's just build 2 of them, because we don't have enough already. But that has secured his expansion quite nicely, so we're looking for, again, that economy from Laporta. He seems to be very much a patient macro player. Likes to sit there, gathering lots of resources, play a little bit of Sim City with his base. Check on his Farmville. And then finally, when he can be bothered, he will invade. Aru with a Sentinel, and an Observer coming out right here. The question is Aru going to go straight into 2 gateway through to Colossi? Or is he going to go for Immortals? We shall see. Of course, the other possibility is he just builds that, and then goes straight into 4 gate, and relies on the 4 gateways for his basic units. We will see. Now, unit count-wise, Aru sitting on 6 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and a Sentry. His opponent on 5 Zealots, a Stalker, and 2 Sentries. Again, playing more defensively, thanks to these little babies. Only backed up by a single pylon, though, so that could be taken down pretty fast. A little bit risky. Rue's Observer's going to have a look around and see what he can see. Hopefully he won't run straight into that. Well, that will be one dead Observer. Immortal is what we're looking for here from a Rue. Third gateway. As a result of the early game harassment, it's really not a standard build on anyone's side, to be honest. Like, well, this is 3-gate Colossus. Well, why is it 3-gate Colossus? Because it has 3 gateways into Colossus. Yeah, but look at what happened at the start of the game. That's not 3-gate Colossus at all. Builds are confusing, folks. Ooh, once again. Sneaky, sneaky little squid. You know, it disturbs me how much those things look like the Sentinels from the Matrix. I never really noticed that before. Similarly going up right once again for Laparta. Aru sorting his out as well. Matching it, but again, Laparta is going to be slightly ahead in terms of economy. Trying to chase away that Observer. Moving back. Looking to maybe pop out an Observer of his own at some point. Once he gets robotics. Which he hasn't got, because he's got 2 Stargate instead. Void Rays on their way out. I would question the effectiveness of that, honestly. He's going to need quite a few. Aru can very easily pop out some Stalkers to counteract that. Bear in mind, Void Ray damage is extremely high. Good harassment potential there as well. Now, has Aru scouted that? No. No, he has not. Chrono boosting out the Void Rays once again. Second Void Ray out, third on the way. Now, if Aru focuses on his Immortals right here, which is a possibility, because he's got a second Robotics coming up right now, he's not got a facility, so he is looking, by the looks of it, for Immortal heavy play for the time being. And those Void Rays could be potentially devastating, there's no doubt about that. 4 Void Rays coming out. Looking to attack from the rear. Do some big economic damage there. Never mind, Rabu does have a Robotics facility. My God! I'm so rusty. It's good to get back in practice, isn't it? It has been a while. Third photon cannon coming out right here for Laparta. It's a nice little line of defense, isn't it? Well, you know, we're just going to sit here and build Void Rays. 5th on the way. And eventually, again, this is probably going to be decided by one decisive blow. 2 Colossi for Aru. And of course, that could be his undoing. In fact, it absolutely will be. If you have a look at it right now, that's 5 Stalkers versus 5 Void Rays. That can only go one way. 6 Void Rays right now. And Aru has... What the Christ? And that was weird. Okay, and Aru has not scouted it one bit. Not right now. Laparta sitting pretty right now in terms of his economy. It's good. And in terms of what he's about to hit his opponent with. 5th Void Ray. 6th. 6 is surely enough for what you're trying to do right here. The question is he going to sit around long enough for his opponent to just skate in there and do big damage? Thing is, with 3 cannons, as well as those sentries and the backup he can bring in from the Void Rays if necessary, that's not going to work out so well. I have to wonder if he's going to end up waiting for his opponent to strike and then attack with the Void Rays. Not by the looks of it. Going straight in for it. Or maybe not. Readjusting because, you know, they were blocking the light. More Void Rays. Come on, Laparta. Seriously, do some damage. You have so many. Popping out an Immortal here for Laparta as well. Mostly Colossi. If we look at unit count right here, 10 Zealots, single Immortal, 3 Colossi, 5 Stalkers, 3 Sentries, and a Partridge in a Pear Tree for Eru. In the meantime, 8 Void Rays? Really, Laparta? 8 Void Rays? Stop! You can't stop building Void Rays! God damn it! That's 10 Void Rays, that's just silly! I know Overkill is overrated, but really now? Really? Let's see you do something with them. You know you want to. 11 Void Rays, Laparta? Yeah, I don't know the length of this replay. It's probably about 40 minutes, where Laparta just builds Void Rays all game, and then ends up dying anyway to something like Dark Templar. Oh no, there's a fight going on! We can't have that. This was such a peaceful game. Construction-wise, more Void Rays on the way for Laparta. It is quite the fleet, isn't it? Then our Void Rays will block out the sun. Then we will fight in the... Oh, we're dead. Never mind. You're not going to be fighting in anything if those things hit. And they will. eventually. At some point today. Come on, you've got 12 of them. 12 is enough. Go and attack. Oh, how frustrating is this for a caster? Look at how many Void Rays you have. Look what he's got. He's just got this. It's not enough. Those Stalkers will die so fast, and then he's basically got nothing that can shoot you. Just go and hit him with it. Oh, wow. It looks like he's just going to wait. And I suppose that's a fair idea, honestly. Lepardo with a photon cannon right there. He sees his opponents moving in. Lepardo's got a substantial ground force as well, honestly. Nothing against the Colossi, but then does that really matter? Because those Colossi are about to meet unbelievable agony from 13 Void Rays. Yes, 13 Void Rays. Because that's sensible. Oh, look! You're melting! Very quickly. No Flux Veins, folks. No Flux Veins anymore, but it doesn't matter because those Colossi are going to get melted. Looking for the intercept around the side, Laparta. Once again, catches them from the side. He wants to escape with those Colossi. Is it going to happen? How many lasers can we fit inside this phone box? He asks. 1 Colossi down, 2 Colossi, 3 Colossi, 4, 5 Colossi, 6 Colossi, 7 Colossi more. Yes, it is the Void Rays. Devastation. And Aru is possibly regretting his choice right there. Oh dear. So, yeah. You think Aru's dead yet? Yeah, I'm thinking that's fairly likely. Laparta pushing in with a silly amount of Void Rays, let's be honest. Good game, and there you go. Took a little while, but is good. It works. God. 13 Void Rays. Well, that certainly was Aru's unlucky number. If you just tuned in, welcome to Shoutcraft. Yes, I am well aware that the Fraps is... The problem is, if it's not, then I keep forgetting if it's on or not, so it's a little bit unfortunate. If you just tuned in, welcome to Shoutcraft. Yes. What am I doing? Well, I'm going to be casting quite soon, so... I'm going to be going off the air now. Obviously, this was just a test stream. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be casting in about 20 minutes' time over on glhf.tv. You can tune in on Team Liquid's little link up on teamliquid.net. Should be co-casting with Scan. I'll be casting some of the Europe versus America series, the Steel Series tournament. It's going to be good fun. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and thank you for dealing with the problems with today's cast. I'll be announcing regular shows going forward, hopefully in the next few days. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you next time.